Hey you, welcome to the channel, welcome to my discovery channel, welcome to everything comprising discovery, yourself, your personality, who you are, and helping yourself to understand yourself better and best. And come to think about it, this is my first video ever in helping you in the journey of self-discovery and self-understanding. So you're welcome. And today I will be talking about one of the most fundamental thing in the core of understanding yourself, and that is temperament. I say what again? Temperament. I have a lot of my students who have thought, and my core members and some students of mine who are like, Mr. Richard, can't you just do a video for us concerning this temperament thing, so you can really break it down for us, how we can get to understand ourselves and how this whole thing works. So I just want to be, I want to say yes to that wish, and that is why I'm doing this video. Okay, so majorly, what do we talk about first? Let's talk about why temperament in the first place. Why is it temperament? All right, so just to give you a little tips, because I wouldn't be doing much on this video because of the depths of this thing. I've actually gained a lot of depth in it, but I wouldn't do much of it in that regard. I would just at least pick some tips here and there to help you, though I'll be doing some podcasts that would help us to really talk more on that. You understand? If I want to talk why temperament, I could literally use 1 hour on just why temperament itself. So, but in order not to bore you with more information, and then your data, for crying out loud, I understand also. So I'm just going to do the video quickly. So why temperament in the first place? Why temperament is because according to a school of thought, they believe that man has a body, he has a soul, and he has a spirit. So because man has those 3 dimensions, we see that there are some part of him that functions in those dimensions. Like for the body, for instance, for the body, I actually did a diagram. I would show it. So he has a body, he has a soul, he has a spirit. So for the spirit aspect, you want to ask your pastor or your imam to help you with that one. But talking about the body and the soul, I think I could delve a little into that. So talking about the body, we have the 5 functional senses for the body. That's the nose for the smelling, the eyes for the seeing or for sight, ear for hearing, and then the skin for feeling. And then also we have the tongue for taste, also that's for taste, sorry, or for tasting. So those are the 5 senses for the human body. And we have people that help work on that aspect. We have the medical practitioners like the doctor, the medical doctor, the neurosurgeon, that's the people who deal with the brain, the gynecologist, the dentist who help you to deal with your teeth and every other thing. So we have those people functioning in that capacity of the body. But man also has this aspect, which is the soulish aspect of him. And then we have in the soul aspect, we have the mind, we have the will, and then we also have the emotions. You understand? And there is this other school of thought that believes strongly that the soul is what contains the database of the man. You understand? Which majorly is the mind, actually, that contains the database of the man, that makes a man a man. You understand? So that is why when someone has issues, possibly is having issues with identity, they say something is wrong with his mind. It's because it's the soul. And we have people that really work on that. Those are the people we call the psychologists, that function majorly in that regard. You understand? And that's where I'm actually practicing now or studying to be a professional in that's in the field of psychology. And that is what really even made me want to help us with this video. Aside from my public speaking skills that and my public speaking class that I do, this is one of my major things also I do. So don't let me bore you with all the information. So let me just go like I was saying. And also, this is a latest discovery for me. Guys, don't steal this discovery from me, because I'm going to use this for my final paper for my PhD, possibly when I'm doing my PhD finally. So That's the when we have the mind, the emotions, we have the will. Then we also have the temperament. Temperament falls in the core of that aspect. You understand? So, or where how it all started? Where how did they start discovering this thing? In fact, there was this school of thought started from this powerful guy who was a medical practitioner, but was a medical practitioner, but eventually started also functioned as a philosopher. Sorry, that was Hippocrates. Hippocrates believed that there are this fluid that makes a man behave differently, or that makes men behave differently. That this one will behave hot tempered, this one will behave this. So that was where the whole thing started. He classified them into four. That's four fluid. He said there were yellow bile, there were black uh, bile, there was red blood, and there was also phlegm. I think that was where the word phlegmatic came from. So another psychologist helped build it up, who was also a medical practitioner, who was a physician. They called him physician then. That was in the BCs, 300 BCs. Then Galen was about 200 BC before. Like just those guys who were physicians then. So that was the major name they called them. So some of them were actually functioning. Don't even go too much into the details. I said I would do podcast. So now they were able to discover it was Galen that was able to move it from the fluid stuff into the temperament stuff. That now said that okay, it's not really fluid, but it's called temperament. And they felt it was even according to that, they felt it was more like a temperature issue that makes some people cold, that make them feel dry, that makes them feel, like those things. Actually now it moved to finally where they were now giving the names, the temperament names that they will be giving, that will be mentioning with time. So that's the journey for temperament. All right, so there's this popular question that is also asked: is temperament genetic or environment based? Like, is it picked from the environment? That's there's this one they call it is it nature or is nurture? Well, I would like to pick it from the two dimension, because we have this extreme school of thought that says that it is genetic, and we have this other one who said no, it is nurtured. It's not born with a child, but it's as the child grows it picks its temperament. That's the nurture aspect of it, which is environment based. And there is this other aspect of it also that is genetic, that they believe that a child was born or inherited it from his father or his mother. So where do I stand? For me, as an authority in the field, where do I stand to some extent? I would say it's both, because making my deeper research, there was this organization I checked, that's Medline Plus, who said something about 20%, 20 to 60% of our temperaments are genetic. And I think to some extent I support what they said. That's so if 20 to 60% of our temperament is genetic, so what about the 40%? Thought I create my own school of thought that says that is both genetic and then it is also environment based, like when a child, some children actually picks their second. So the first one, that is 20 to 60%, is the major, we call it, I feel, is the primary temperament. And the secondary temperament, which is not always dominant, but but is dormant, is the secondary temperament, which is one that I've come to understand that is nurtured. You understand? But the nature, that's the one the child was born with, is the genetic one, is the primary one. So that is what I have come to conclude when it comes to temperament, if it's nature or nurture. And talking about the nurturing aspect of it, so I believe the primary socialization with the parents, and then secondary socialization helps the child to actually fill the void of the 40% that is left in his temperament. That is why we see the primary and the secondary temperament working. All right, so the next question also that I would like to answer is that's personality versus temperament. If you had checked the diagram that I showed initially concerning the body, soul, and spirit, you could have seen it already, but let me just touch a little bit concerning it. So temperament is inside our personality, but personality, okay, well, Florence Lita did a powerful work on personality plus, which she also still meant temperament, you understand? So she spoke about personality plus, and then maybe she was just trying to create a different book from what Timlai and some other people had actually done on temperament, so she just wanted to put in another name. But there's a big difference, and well, it's, I would say, a big difference, because personality comprises everything that is got to do with you, but temperament is just this aspect of you that's also that is tilted towards your behavior, your behavioral pattern. You understand how your behavior is, and if you are this, if you are we're going to talk about it, guys, so just be calm, guys. Don't worry, guys. I'm here for you. Weekly we're going to be doing these videos. All right, so personality comprises of your temperament. We saw it earlier on that diagram. Comprises your temperament, your mind. That's in your mind. We have your character, we have your conscience, we have everything that is concerning you. You understand? Then it comprises your will. If you have a strong will, it also matters those things also determines your personality. You understand? If you are strong-willed, if your character is good, if you have a good conscience, and your emotions, you've actually learned this emotional intelligence and everything like that. So, and your temperament, so you'll be able to work on your temperament to drop some of the negatives, the weaknesses of your temperament. I would want to say negative weaknesses of your temperament, and amplified your strengths, the strengths of your temperament, and use it rightly. I think that those are the things that forms your personality. So temperament is kind of is just a subset on that personality. I believe I've been able to answer some questions of yours. Hey guy, you that you're watching, don't go without subscribing, because if you don't subscribe, like I said, your your data is going to finish immediately you finish watching. Thank you so much, guys, and can't wait to have you next to be able to explain further. So next time I'm going to be talking about the extroverted temperament, and explaining what extrovert means, introverts, and goal-oriented temperament, and then person-oriented, and then I might be introducing you fully to the temperament in my next video. That should be next week. Guys. See you guys. Thank you.